I tell you for the 100th time, Mr. Kemper, you will never marry my niece.
And I tell you for the 1000th time, I will marry your niece, and right soon, too.
Never. Boys, go practice under somebody else's window.
Your niece is of age, Mr. Vandergelder. Your niece has consented to marry me. It's a free country, Mr. Vandergelder, not some private kingdom of your own.
There are no free countries for fools, Mr. Kemper. Thank you for the honor of your visit. Good morning.
Mr. Vandergelder, would you please sit still 1 minute? If I cut your throat, it'll be practically unintentional.
Ermengarde is not for you, nor for anyone else who can't support her.
I tell you, I can support her. I make a very good living.
No, sir. A living is made, Mr. Kemper, by producing something that everybody needs at least once a year.
Yes,
Yes, sir. And a million is made by producing something that everybody needs every day. You artists produce something that nobody needs at any time.
That's not true.
Oh, you may sell a picture once in a while, but you'll make no living. Joe, go over there and stamp 3 times. I want to talk to Cornelius.
Not only can I support her, I have considerable expectations.
Expectations? We merchants don't do business with them. I don't hold accounts with people who promise somehow to pay something sometime, and I certainly don't allow my niece to marry such people. No, Mr. Kemper. Now, when you return to your studio and you finish your Sunset on the Hudson, why don't you try painting Hope feeding a family or Love melting a snowbank? There's a subject for you.
Very well. You might as well know that I regard any way we can find to get married as right and fair. In regards of age, and there's no law.
Law? Let me tell you something, Mr. Kemper. The vast majority of people in this world are fools. The law is there to prevent crime. We men of sense are here to prevent foolishness. It is I, and not the law, that will prevent Ermengarde from marrying you. And I've taken some steps already. I've sent her away.
You sent her away?
That's right, to get this nonsense out of her head.
Ermengarde's not here?
Oh, you can find her in Peaksville, or Syracuse, or try Utica, or Albany. Thank you for the honor of your visit.
Everything's ready, Mr. Vandergelder. I have just finished packing the trunk. Ermengarde's been helping me.
Hold your tongue.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder. Ermengarde's ready to leave. Her trunk's all marked care. Miss Van Heusen at Jackson Street, New York.
Death and damnation. Didn't I tell you that was a secret?
Care Miss Van Heusen, 8 Jackson Street, New York. Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Vandergelder.
It won't help you, Mr. Kemper. Death. At least you can do me the favor of being dumb, too.
Such a temper, Lord save us.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder?
Cornelius, go and get my niece's trunk and carry it over to the station.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder.
But wait. Gertrude, has Mrs. Levi arrived yet?
Don't shout, I can hear perfectly well. Certainly, the labels for the luggage are ready.
Cornelius, go and have the buggy around to the front of the store in half an hour.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder.
Oh, and I want to talk to you and Barnaby before I leave. I have important news. Well, good news, in fact. I was thinking of promoting you. How old are you, Cornelius?
I'm 33.
What's that?
I'm 33.
Well, I thought you were 40. A man's not worth a cent until he's 40. We just pay him wages to make mistakes. Isn't that right, Joe?
You almost lost an ear on it, Mr. Vandergelder.
Yes, well, I was thinking of promoting you to chief clerk.
What am I now, Mr. Vandergelder?
You're an impertinent fool, that's what you are. Now, if you behave yourself, you may be promoted from impertinent fool to chief clerk, with a raise in your wages.
Thank you, Mr. Vandergelder.
And Barnaby may be promoted from idiot apprentice to incompetent clerk. Now, go and get my niece's bag.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder.
Fine, Joe. You did a fine job.
I did what I could, Mr. Vandergelder. What with you flying in and out of your chair.
Yes, Joe, you did a fine job. Same fine job you've done for 20 years. Now, Joe, I have certain, special reasons for looking my best today. Isn't there something a little extra you could do? Something a little special?
What do you mean, Mr. Vandergelder?
I'll pay you right up to 50 cents, see what I mean? All I ask is that you do something a little extra, you know, Do some of the things that you do for the younger fellas. Touch me up, smarten me up a bit.
Look, all I know is 15 cents is worth, like it always is, Mr. Vandergelder. And that includes everything that's decent to do to a man.
Hold your horses, Joe. All I meant was
I've
that...
shamed you for 20 years, and you never asked me no such questions. And I don't intend to...
Joe, hold your horses. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret, but I don't want you telling to that riffraff down at the barbershop what I'm going to tell you now. Fact is, I'm planning on getting married again, and, well, all I ask of you is a little extra, because I'm planning to go to New York this very afternoon to call on my intended, a very refined lady.
Your getting married is none of my business, Mr. Vandergelder. I've done everything to you I know. And I don't dye no hair. Not even for 50 cents I wouldn't.
Joe Scanlon, get out!
And lastly, it looks to me like you're pretty rash to judge who's fools and who isn't. Those who's ate onions is bad judges of those who's ate onions and who ate. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Mr. Vandergelder.
The world's getting crazier every minute. The asylums can't hold them all. They're flooding the country. Yes, what do you want?
Uncle, you said you wanted to talk to us.
Oh, yes. Gertrude, go and get my parade regalia, the uniform for my lodge parade.
Oh, yes, Lord have mercy.
Ermengarde, I've had a talk with that artist of yours.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. He's a fool. Weeping, weeping. Why don't you go down to New York for a while and weak work won't be noticed? Oh, Ermengarde, I've done you a good turn. I simply told him that when you were old enough to marry, you would marry someone who could support you. You'll come to thank me when you're 50.
But, Uncle, I love him.
And I tell you, you don't.
But I do.
And I tell you, you don't. Leave those things to me.
If I don't marry Ambrose, I know I'll die.
What of?
Of a broken heart.
Never heard of it. Now, Mrs. Levi will arrive any minute to take you down to Miss Van Heusen's house. She was a good friend of your mother's, and you're to stay there for 2 or 3 weeks while this nonsense goes over. Now, you're not to receive any letters except from myself, and I'll be down in New York myself this afternoon, and I'll call on you tomorrow. Who are you?
Malachi Stack, Your Honor. I heard you were looking for an apprentice in the hay, fee, provision and hardware business.
An apprentice at your age?
Oh, yes, sir. I bring a lot of experience to it.
Well, have you any letters of recommendation?
Oh, yes. First-class letters of recommend. There you go.
Ermengarde, are you ready to start?
Yes, Uncle Horace.
Well, go and get ready some more. I don't want an able seaman, nor do I want a typesetter. And I don't want a hospital cook.
No, sir, but it's all experience. Oh, look, this one is from your former partner, Joshua Van Toyle in Albany.
Oh, Van Toyle, yes. Well, for the most part, honest and reliable. Occasionally willing and diligent. There seemed to be a certain amount of hesitation about these recommendations.
Well, businessmen aren't writers, Your Honor. There's only one businessman in 1,000 who could write a good letter of recommendation. I assure you, Van Toyle sends his very best wishes.
Not so fast, not so fast. Tell me, why have you come to Yonkers?
Oh, I heard you had an apprentice that was a good for nothing, and that you were at wit's end for another.
Wit's end? Wit's end? There's no dearth of good-for-nothing apprentices.
That's right, it seems like employers is what there's a dearth of.
What's that?
You hear of a new one dying every day.
Hold your tongue. Now, I saw that you had also been a barber and a valet, too. Tell me, why have you changed your place so often?
Change my place, Mr. Vandergelder. When one wants to talk about experience...
You drink.
Oh, no, thanks. I just had breakfast, actually.
I didn't ask you whether, idiot. I asked you were a drunkard.
No. Why, looking at it from all sides, I don't even like liquor.
Well, if you keep looking at it from all sides, out you go. Remember that. Now, despite all your faults, I'm going to give you a try. Now, today I want to use you in New York, and I judge you know your way around New York.
Do I know my way around New York? Mr. Vandergelder, I know every street, every corner, and every...
Here's a dollar.
Thank you.
Now, the station's across the street. Take this bag down to the Central Hotel in Water Street and have them save me a room. I'll be there about 3 o'clock, and I expect you to wait for me there.
Very good. Oh, can I meet the other clerks I'm to work with?
No, you haven't time. Hurry off now.
You'll never regret this. You'll see.
I regret it already. 99% of the people in this world are fools, and the rest of us are in great danger of contagion. But you see, I wasn't always free of foolishness as I am now. I was once young, which was foolish. I fell in love, which was foolish, and then I got married, which was foolish. And for a while, I was poor, which was more foolish than all of the other things put together. And then my wife died, which was foolish of her. But I grew older, which was sensible of me, and I became rich, which is as sensible as it is rare. Since you see I'm a man of sense, I guess you are surprised to hear that I'm planning on getting married again. Well, I have 2 reasons for it. In the first place, I like my house run with comfort, order, and economy. Now, that's a woman's work, but not even a woman can do it well if she's merely being paid for it. No, a woman must have the feeling that she owns a place in order to run it well. Marriage, ladies and gentlemen, is simply a bribe to make a housekeeper think she's a householder. Have you ever watched an ant carry a burden twice its size? What patience, what excitement, what will! Well, that's what I think of when I see a woman running a household. What giant passions in those little bodies. What quarrel with the butcher to get the best cut. And what fury at discovering a moth in the cupboard. If women could harness their natures to something more than a house and a baby carriage, well, believe me, they'd change the world. And the second reason, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I can see by your faces you've guessed this already. There's nothing like mixing with women to bring out all the foolishness in a man of sense. And that's a risk I'm willing to take. You see, I've just turned 60, and I've just laid side by side the last dollar of my first $500,000. So if I should lose my head a little bit, I still have enough money to buy it back. Yes, after many years' hard work and diligence, I have the right to a little risk and adventure. So, I'm planning on getting married again. Yes, like all you other fools, I'm willing to risk a certain amount of security for a little bit of adventure. Think it over.
Get your hat.
My hat.
Quick, your trunk's at the station. We're running away.
Running away. Shh. Where?
To New York, to get married.
Oh, Ambrose, I can't do that.
Why?
Ambrose, dear, it wouldn't be proper.
But, listen, I'll take you to my friend's house. His wife will take care of it.
Ambrose, a girl can't go on a train with a man. I can see you know nothing about girls.
But I tell you, we're going to get married.
Married? But what would Uncle say?
We don't care what uncles say. We're eloping.
Ambrose Kemper, how could you say such an awful word?
Oh, Ermengarde, you have the soul of a field mouse.
Ambrose, why do you say such cruel things to me?
Now, for the last time, I beg of you, get your hat and coat. The train leaves in a few minutes.
Good morning, darling girl. How are you?
Good morning, Mrs. Levi.
And who is this gentleman who is so devoted to you, huh?
This is Ambrose Kemper, Mrs. Levi. Ambrose, this is Mrs. Levi.
Dolly Levi, born Gallagher. Very happy to meet you, Mr. Kemper. Mr. Kemper, the artist. Delighted. Mr. Kemper, may I say something very frankly?
Yes, Mrs. Levi.
This thing you were planning to do, it's a very great mistake.
Oh, Mrs. Levi, please explain to Ambrose. Of course I want to marry him, but to elope. How?
Now, my dear girl, you go in and keep one eye on your uncle. I wish to talk to Mr. Kemper for a moment. You give us a warning when you hear your Uncle Horace coming. Mr. Kemper, I was this dear girl's mother's oldest friend. Believe me, I'm on your side. I hope you two will be married very soon, and I think I can say that I can be of real service to you. Mr. Kemper, I always get right to the point.
What is the point, Mrs. Levi?
Mr. Vandergelder is a very rich man, Mr. Kemper, and Ermengarde is his only relative.
Oh, but I am not interested in Mr. Vandergelder's money. I have enough to support a wife and family.
Enough? How much is enough when one is thinking about children and the future? The future is the most expensive luxury in the world, Mr. Kemper.
What is the point, Mrs. Levi?
Believe me, Mr. Vandergelder wishes to get rid of Ermengarde, and if you follow my suggestions, he'll even permit her to marry you. You see, Mr. Vandergelder is planning to get married himself.
What? That monster?
Mr. Kemper.
Married to you, Mrs. Levi?
No. No, I'm merely arranging it. I'm helping him find a suitable bride.
For Mr. Vandergelder, there are no suitable brides.
I think we can safely say that Mr. Vandergelder will be married to someone by the end of next week.
Well, what do you suggest?
I'm taking Ermengarde with me to New York on the next train. I shall not take her to Miss Van Heusen's as is planned. I'll take her to my house. I wish for you to call on her at 5:30. Here's my card.
Miss Dolly Gallagher Levi, varicose veins reduced.
I beg your pardon?
I beg your pardon, consultation's free.
Oh, I meant to give you my other card. Here it is.
Miss Dolly Gallagher Levi, Aurora Hosiery, instructions in the guitar and mandolin. You do all these things, Mrs. Levi?
2 and 2 makes 4, Mr. Kemper, and they always did. So, you'll come to my house at around 5:30. At about 6, I'll take you both with me to the Harmonia Gardens restaurant on the Battery. Mr. Vandergelder will be there, and everything will be arranged.
How?
Oh, I don't know. One thing will lead to another.
How do I know I can trust you? You could easily make our situation worse.
Mr. Kemper, your situation could not possibly be worse.
Still, I wish I knew what you got out of this.
It's a very proper question. I get 2 things, profit and pleasure.
How?
Mr. Kemper, I'm a woman who arranges things. At present, I'm arranging Mr. Vandergelder's domestic affairs. Out of it I get, shall we call it, why don't we, little pickings? I need little pickings, Mr. Kemper, especially just now when I haven't got my train fare back to New York. You see, I'm frank with you.
That's your profit, Mrs. Levi, but where do you get your pleasure?
My pleasure. Mr. Kemper, when you artists paint a river or a hillside, you change everything a little, don't you? You make thousands of little changes. Life is never completely satisfactory and must be corrected. Well, I'm like you artists. Life as it is never quite interesting enough. I'm bored, Mr. Kemper, with life the way it is. And so I do things. I put my hand in here, and I put my hand in there, and I watch and I listen, and often I'm very much amused.
Oh, but not in my affairs, Mrs. Levi.
Wait, there's another thing. I'm very interested in this household here, in Mr. Vandergelder and all that idle, frozen money of his. I don't like the thought of it lying in great piles, useless, motionless in the bank. Mr. Kemper, money should circulate like rainwater. It should be flowing down among the people through dressmakers and restaurants and cabmen, setting up a little business here and furnishing a good time there. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I do.
New York should be a very happy city, Mr. Kemper, but it isn't. My late husband came from Vienna, Mr. Ephraim Levi. Oh my, now there's a city that understands this. I want New York to be more like Vienna and less like a collection of nervous and tired ants. And if you and Ermengarde get a good deal of Mr. Vandergelder's money, I want you to see that it starts flowing in and around a lot of people's lives.
Mrs. Levi, Uncle Horace is coming.
Mr. Kemper, I think you'd better be going. Mr. Kemper and I had a very good talk. You'll see, Mr. Vandergelder and I will be dancing at your wedding very, very soon. Oh, Mr. Vandergelder, how handsome you look. You take my breath away. Yes, my dear girl, I'll see you soon. Oh, I wish Irene Malloy could see you now. Then I don't know what's come over you lately. You seem to be growing younger every day.
Well, allowing for exaggeration, Mrs. Levi, if a man eats well, there's no reason for him to look old.
You never said a truer word.
Yes, well, I'll never see 55 again.
55? Why, I can see at a glance you're the sort that will be stamping about at 100, eating 5 meals a day, just like, oh, what's his name? My Uncle Harry. At 55, my Uncle Harry was a mere boy. I'm a judge of hands, Mr. Vandergelder. Show me your hand. Oh, my Lord in heaven, what a lifeline.
Where?
From there to there. It runs right off your hand. Don't know where it goes. They'll have to hit you on the head with a mallet. They'll have to stifle you with a sofa pillow. You'll bury us all. However, to return to our business, Mr. Vandergelder, I suppose you've changed your mind again. I suppose you've given up all idea of getting married.
Oh, not at all. In fact, Miss Levi, I have news.
News.
Yes, I've practically decided to ask Mrs. Malloy to be my wife.
You have.
I have.
Oh, you have! Well, that's just about the best news I ever heard. Oh, dear me. Well, so there's nothing left for me to do but wish you every happiness under the sun and say goodbye.
Well, Miss Levi, surely I thought...
Well, I did have a little suggestion to make, but I won't. You're going to marry Irene Malloy, and that closes the matter.
What suggestion was that, Miss Levi?
Well, I had found another girl for you.
Another?
The most wonderful girl, the ideal wife.
Another, eh? What's her name?
Her name?
Yes.
Her name! Her name. Ernestina Simple. Miss Ernestina Simple. But now, of course, all that's too late. You're engaged. Well, you're practically engaged to marry Irene Malloy.
Oh, I ain't engaged to Mrs. Malloy.
Oh, nonsense. When a man at your time of life calls on an attractive widow like that 4 times and sends her a pot of geraniums, well, that's practically an engagement.
That ain't an engagement.
Yet if only you were free. I found this treasure of a girl. Every minute I felt like a traitor to Irene Malloy, but let me tell you, I couldn't help it. I told her all about you, just as though you were a free man. Isn't that dreadful? Fact is, she's fallen in love with you already.
Ernestina?
Ernestina Simple.
Ernestina Simple.
But now, of course, she's a very different idea from Irene Malloy, Ernestina is. Like her name, simple, domestic, practical.
Can she cook?
Cook, Mr. Vandergelder. I've had 2 meals from her hands myself, and as I live, I don't know what I've done that God should reward me with such meals. I'm the best cook in the world myself, and I know what's good.
Well, how old is she?
19, well, say 20.
Mrs. Levi, girls of 20 are apt to favor young fellows of their own age.
Yes, but you don't listen to me, and you don't know the girl. She has an absolute horror of flighty, brainless young men. A fine head of gray hair, she says, is worth 20 shined up with goose grease.
That's not usual, Mrs. Levi.
Usual? Mr. Vandergelder, I am not wearing myself to the bone hunting up usual girls to interest you. Usual indeed. Listen to me. Do you know the sort of pictures she has on her walls? Is there any of these young Romeos and Lochinvars? No. It's Moses on the mountain. That's what she's got. You want to impress her? You give her a picture of Methuselah surrounded by his grandchildren, and that's my advice to you.
Well, what's her family?
Her father, God be good to him, he was best, what am I trying to say? Undertaker, the best undertaker in Brooklyn, respected, esteemed, knew all the best people, knew them well, even before they died. And well, that's just the way it was. Now let me tell you a little more about her appearance. Do you hear me as I say a beautiful girl, beautiful? I've seen her walk down the street, you know what I mean, and the young men, they get dizzy. They have to lean against lampposts, and she, modest eyes on the ground the whole time. Well, I'm not going to tell you anymore. Mr. Vandergelder, don't you think you could come to New York today?
Well, actually, Mrs. Levi, I was planning to come to New York this very afternoon.
Really? Well, I wonder if something could be arranged. She's so eager to see you. Let's see.
Perhaps, Mrs. Levi, I could treat you both to some dinner.
Really, come to think of it, I don't know where I could find the time. I'm so busy over that wretched lawsuit of mine. Yes, if I win, and I don't mind telling you, I'll be what's called a very rich woman. I'll own half of Staten Island, and that's a fact. Just now, I'm at my wit's end for a little help, just a little money to finish it off. My wit's end. But perhaps something can be arranged. We'll see. Yes, all I need for that lawsuit is $50, and Staten Island's as good as mine.
$50, Miss Levi.
2 whole months, I've been searching.
$50 is no joke. I don't know where money's gone to these days. It's in hiding. But I suppose, well, here's 20, say 25. I can't spare no more. Not right now, I can't.
Well, this will help. Will help somewhat. Now, let me tell you what we'll do. I'll bring Ernestina to that restaurant on the Battery. Oh, you know the one, the Harmonia Gardens. It's good, but it's not flashy. Now, Mr. Vandergelder, I think it'd be nice if just this once you ordered a real nice dinner. I guess you can afford it.
Well, just this once.
A chicken wouldn't hurt.
A chicken? Just this once.
And a little wine.
Wine? Just this once.
Now, Mr. Vandergelder, about Irene Malloy, what do you say? Should we call that subject closed?
Not at all, Miss Levi. In fact, well, I do very much want to have dinner with this Mrs.
Simple.
Yes, with Miss Simple. But first, I would like to make another call on Mrs. Malloy.
Dear, 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 and Miss Simple, what races you make me run. Very well, I'll meet you on one of those benches in front of Mrs. Malloy's hat store at 4:30 as usual.
The buggy's here, ready for the parade, Mr. Vandergelder.
Very good, Cornelius. Now, go and fetch Barnaby. I want to talk to you both.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder.
Now, do put your thoughts in order, Mr. Vandergelder. I can't keep upsetting and disturbing the finest women in New York unless you mean business.
Oh, I mean business, all right.
Well, I certainly hope so, because it's a very dangerous game you're playing.
Dangerous? Dangerous, Miss Levi.
Well, of course it's dangerous, and there's a name for it. You're tampering with these women's affections, aren't you? And the only way you can save yourself now is to be married to someone by the end of next week. So think that over.
Cornelius, Barnaby. This morning I'm going down to Sputum Doyville to lead my launch parade, and then this afternoon I'm going down to New York. So, there are going to be a few changes when I return. Now, I'll tell you what these changes are, but I don't want you discussing it amongst yourselves. Well, fact is, you're going to have a mistress.
But I'm too young, Mr. Vandergelder.
Not yours, death and damnation. Not yours, idiot. Mine. Yes, I'm planning on getting married again.
Many congratulations, Mr. Vandergelder, and my compliments to the lady.
That's none of your business. Now, this is the first time I've been away from the store overnight, and I expect everything to be run perfectly in my absence. So, return to the store quickly, but first, do you have any questions before I go?
Mr. Vandergelder?
Yes, Cornelius?
Mr. Vandergelder?
Yes, Cornelius.
Does Chief Clerk get one evening off every week?
So that's the way you begin being chief clerk, is it? No, sir. When I was your age, I got up at 4 a.m. in the morning and then didn't close the store until 10 o'clock at night. And then I put a good hour in the account books. Yes, the world's going to pieces. You elegant ladies lie in bed until 6 o'clock in the morning and then rush to close the store so quickly that the line of customers bark their noses. No, sir, an evening free. Keep asking for an evening free and you'll find yourself with all your days free. Remember that. Yeah, no, you will attend the store as usual, and you will remain open on Friday and Saturday night until 10 o'clock. If I hear any foolishness while I'm gone, I'll discharge you. Idiot! And don't forget to put a lid on the sheep dip.
Horses nearly ran away when they saw him. There he goes. Woohoo! What's the matter, Cornelius?
Chief Clerk. Promoted from Chief Clerk to Chief Clerk.
Well, don't you like it?
Chief Clerk! And if I'm good, in 10 years maybe I'll get promoted to Chief Clerk again. 33 years old and I still don't get an evening free. When am I going to be able to live?
Well, you can begin living on Sundays, Cornelius.
That's not living. Twice to church and old wolf trap's eyes in the back of our heads the whole time. And as for holidays, what did we do last Christmas? All those canned tomatoes went bad and exploded. We had to clean up the mess all afternoon. Was that living? No. Barnaby, how much money have you got where you can get at it?
Oh, $3? Why, Cornelius?
You and I are going to New York.
What? Cornelius, we can't. Close the store?
Some more rotten tomatoes are going to explode.
Holy cabooses! How do you know?
I know they're rotten. All you have to do is light a match under them. They'll make such a sweet smell that customers can't come into the place for 24 hours. That'll get us an evening free. We're going to New York, Barnaby, and we are going to live. We're going to have enough adventures to last me until I'm partner.
What?
Yes, I mean it. We're going to be in danger, and we're going to get almost arrested, and we're going to have a good meal, and we're going to spend all of our money, and one more thing, we are not going back to Yonkers until we've kissed a girl.
Kissed a girl? Cornelius, you can't do that. You don't know any girls.
Burnaby, I'm 33. I've got to begin sometime.
I'm 17. It isn't so urgent for me.
Don't start backing down now. If worst comes to worst, when we get discharged from here, we can always join the army.
Well, did I hear you say you'd be old Wolf Trap's partner?
Oh, yes, there's no way of getting around it. If you open the store at 6 and close it at 9 every night, you'll get promoted upwards whether you like it or not.
My partner.
Yes. You and I will be Vandergelders.
Oh no, I may rise a little, but I'll never be a Vandergelder.
Everybody says that if he were rich, he'd be a different type of rich person than all the rich people he sees around him. But the fact is, he later finds out when he's rich that there's only one type of rich person, and he's it.
But I'll...
No. The best of all would be a poor person who has all the meals of a rich person, and a rich person with all the good things of a poor person. But that's never been known. No. You and I will be Vandergelders. All the more reason, then, for us to get a little living in us now. So, will you come, Barnaby?
But Wolf Trap...
Please.
Yes, Cornelius.
Thank you.
Mr. Hackle, is the trunk waiting at the railway station?
Yes, Mrs. Levi.
Take a last look, Ermengarde. What? Take a last look at your girlhood home, dear. I remember when I left my home, I gave a whinny like a young colt, and off I went. Oh, Gertrude, do you think I ought to get married like this? A young girl has to be so careful. I think I'm going to have this room in blue wallpaper. Yes, in blue.
All clear up here, Cornelius. Cornelius, hold the candle steady a minute. Bottom row's all right. Try the top now. Oh, they're swelled up like they're ready to bust. Holy cabooses, Cornelius, I can smell it up here.
Oh, put on your Sunday clothes, Barnaby. We're going to New York.
Minnie, you're a fool. Of course I shall marry Horace Vandergelder.
I didn't ask you. I wouldn't dream of asking you such a personal question.
Well, it's what you meant, isn't it? There's your answer. Of course I shall marry Horace Vandergelder. If he should ask me.
Oh, I know it's none of my business.
Speak up, Minnie. I can't hear you.
But do you...
Minnie, you're a fool. Say it. Do I love him? Of course I don't love him. But I have two good reasons for marrying him just the same. Minnie, put something on that hat. It's not ugly enough.
Not ugly enough?
I can sell it. Put a sponge on it.
Why, Miss Malloy, you're in such a mood today.
Well, in the first place, I shall marry Horace Vandergelder to get away from the millinery business. Hated it from the first day I had anything to do with it. Minnie, I hate hats.
Why? What's wrong with the millinery business?
I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman while I have nothing to show for it. I just can't stand it.
Oh, Miss Malloy, no one would dream of suspecting you.
Minnie, you're a fool. All milliners are suspected of being a wicked woman. Why, half the time people come into the shop merely to look at me.
Oh!
They enjoy the suspicion. They aren't certain. If they were certain I was a wicked woman, well, they wouldn't set foot in this place ever again.
Miss Malloy.
What are those two young men doing out there on that park bench? Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandergelder, or I bust out this place like a fire engine, go to every theater, ball of opera in New York City.
But Miss Malloy, Mr.
You got me. I can't hear you.
I don't think Mr. Vandergelder is attractive.
But what I think he is, and it's very important. I think he'd make a good fighter.
Miss Malloy!
Take my word for it, Minnie. The best part of married life is the fights. The rest is merely so-so.
I won't listen.
Now, Peter Malloy, God rest him, is a fine arguing man. I pity the woman whose husband slams the door and storms out of the house at the beginning of an argument. Now, Peter Malloy could stand up and argue for hours on end. He'd even throw things to Minnie. There's no pleasure equal to that. When I was feeling tired, I'd start a good blood-warming fight. It would take 10 years off my age. Now, Horace Vandergelder would put up a good fight. I know it. I've a mind to marry him.
I think they're just awful, the things you're saying today, Miss Malloy.
Well, I'm enjoying them myself, too. So remember while you can.
Miss Malloy?
Yes?
Those two men out
Speak
the
up.
street. It seems as if they meant to come in here.
Well, now, it's time some men came to this place. I give you the younger one, Minnie.
Oh, aren't you terrible?
Wait till I get my hands on that older one. We'll get an adventure out of this yet. Adventure? Minnie, why does everyone have adventures except me?
Oh, Miss Malloy.
Because I have no spirit. I've no gumption. Now, those men are coming in here, and we're going to hide in the workroom and make them wait a minute.
But Miss Malloy, my word.
Hurry up, Minnie. Be quick now.
Cornelius, no one's here.
Some women were here a minute ago. I saw them. That's Wolf Trap, all right. We'll have to wait here until he passes by.
Well, he's sitting down on that bench. It may be quite a while.
When these women come in, we'll pretend to make conversation until he's gone away. We'll say we're buying a hat. How much money have you got left?
40 cents for the train, 70 cents for dinner, 20 cents to see the whale, and $1 I lost. I have 70 cents.
And I have $1.75. Wish I knew how much hats cost.
Cornelius, is this an adventure?
No, but it may be.
Well, I think it is. There we wander around New York and nothing happens. And then we come to the quietest street in the whole city and suddenly Mr. Vandergelder turns the corner. I think it's an adventure. I think, Cornelius, Mrs. Levi is there now. She's sitting on the bench with him.
Well, what do you know about that? We only know one woman in all of New York, and there she is.
Well, even if our adventure came along now, I think I'd be too tired to enjoy it. Why, Cornelius, why isn't this an adventure?
Don't be asking that. When you're an adventurer, you'll know.
Well, maybe I wouldn't. I mean, Cornelius, let's arrange a signal for you to give me when an adventure is really going on. For instance, Cornelius, you say pudding. You say pudding to me when it's an adventure we're in.
I wonder where the woman who runs the store is. What's her name again?
It said, Mrs. Malloy, hats for ladies.
Ah, yes. I have to practice what I'm going to say to her when she comes in. Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy. Wonderful weather we're having. We've been looking everywhere for some beautiful hats.
That's fine, Cornelius.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy. We can make her think we're very rich. Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy. Wonderful weather we're having. We've been keep an eye on that door the whole time. We've been looking everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kept you waiting. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Here, Cornelius Hackle.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
It's very nice to meet you. Perhaps I can help you. Will you sit down?
Yes, thank you, we will. You see, Mrs. Malloy, we've been looking for hats.
Is that so?
Yes, we've looked everywhere. And you know what they said? They said, come to Mrs. Malloy. So, we did. And they said it was the only place we could go.
Well, now, that's very complimentary.
And they were right. Everyone was right.
You wish to choose some hats for a friend?
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
We were thinking 5, 6.
5.
You see, Mrs. Malloy, money is no object to us at all.
No object at all.
Why, Mr. Hackle.
Pardon, what an interesting street. something happening every minute, passerby, and it's...
You're from out of town, Mr. Hackle?
Yes. Barnaby, keep an eye on that street. You won't see that every day in Yonkers.
Now, this friend of yours, why couldn't she come here and choose her hats herself?
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, this is a surprise for her.
Indeed. That may make it a little difficult. You see, it's not entirely customary. Your friend's very interested in the street, Mr. Hackle.
Oh, yes, good reason to be.
You said you were from out of town?
Yes, we're from Yonkers.
Yonkers.
Yonkers? You should know Yonkers, Mrs. Malloy. The Hudson River, the Palisades, the drives. Some say it is the most beautiful town in the world. They say that.
Is that so?
Yes. Mrs. Malloy, if you ever had a Sunday free, we would love to take you to Yonkers. It's very historic, you know.
Well, now, that's very kind of you. Perhaps, now about those hats.
Ah, yes. So I was thinking, maybe Mr. Malloy would enjoy Yonkers.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
You are! That's too bad. He would have enjoyed Yonkers.
Very likely. Now, this friend of yours, is she light or dark?
Oh, don't think about that for a minute. Any hat you pick would be perfectly all right with her.
Really? Do you like this one?
Barnaby, look.
Oh, that is fine.
Mrs. Malloy, that is the most beautiful hat I have ever seen.
Your friend is acting very strangely, Mr. Hackle.
Barnaby! Stop acting strangely! When the street's quieted down, you can come up and talk to us. What was I saying? Oh, yes. You should know Yonkers, Mrs. Malloy.
As a matter of fact, I know someone from Yonkers. Perhaps you know him. I know it's always so silly to ask in cases like this, but it's a Mr. Vandergelder.
What was it you said?
Then you do know him.
Know him? Horace Vandergelder?
Yes, that's right.
Know him? No.
No.
My, what an attractive shop you have! Where does this door lead to?
Why, that's my workroom, Mr. Hackle.
Ah, yes. Barnaby, look at this place. All the beautiful doors and cupboards. And, my. Coats for ladies. And, Barnaby, take note of this table, this beautiful, elegant table with a low hanging cloth.
Perhaps your friends might like some of this new Italian straw. Mr. Vandergelder is very respected and very well liked, they tell me.
Oh yes, charming.
Yes, charming.
Has only one fault as far as I know. It's tough as nails, but otherwise, yes, charming indeed.
And a large circle of friends?
Oh yes, like 5 or 6.
5.
I suppose he calls on you every once in a while?
This summer, he'll be wearing ribbon centerbacks. As a matter of fact, I'm expecting a call from him.
Cornelius.
Afternoon.
Cornelius, I think we
Now I've got some more hats.
Oh, look out!
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Malloy.
Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We're sorry, Mrs. Malloy. We'll explain everything later. Just help us this once.
Mr. Hackle!
Innocent as can be, Mrs. Malloy.
Gentlemen, what are you doing? Get out of there right this instant. I can't have this. Gentlemen.
Cornelius. Pudding.
Irene, my darling child, how are you? Haven't been good to us? How well you look.
What a surprise! And Mr. Vandergelder knew
Yes, well, we waited outside a moment.
Mr. Vandergelder thought he saw 2 customers coming in. 2 men.
Men? Men? Mr. Vandergelder? What will you be saying next?
Well, then we'll just sit down for a minute or 2.
Before you sit down, there is something I want to show you. I want to show Mr. Vandergelder my workroom.
Oh, I've seen the workroom hundreds of times. I'll stay out here and try on some of
No,
this
darling, you come too. I have something for everybody. Come along. Now, Mr. Vandergelder, I was hoping to get some advice of yours. You don't know how helpless a woman in business can be. I feel I need advice every minute from a strong business head like yours. Now I'm shutting the door.
Maybe she wants us to go, Cornelius?
Certainly I won't go. Mrs. Malloy would just think we were foolish fellows. No, all I want to do is stretch a minute.
Well, what are we going to do when Mr. Vandergelder goes, Cornelius?
I don't know. I like Mrs. Malloy a lot. Wouldn't want her to think badly of me. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to buy a hat. Even if that means we have to stay up all night walking back home to Yonkers. Give me all the money you got.
Oh, I'm afraid.
all the perfumes in that cupboard tickle my nose. But it's a woman's world in there. It's very different. I like it.
Well, I like it where I am too. Well, I'd like it better if I had a pillow.
Here, take this. I'll roll it up for you so it doesn't get mussed.
Oh.
Ladies don't like it when their coats get mussed.
Well, that's fine, Cornelius. Now I can just lie here and listen to Mr. Vandergelder talk.
This summer, we'll be wearing ribbons down our backs.
Cornelius, can I take my shoes off?
Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There we sit, cooped up in Yonkers, years and years, and all the time, wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy are walking around New York, and we don't even know them at all. I don't know whether, from where you're sitting, you can see, well, for instance, the way her eye and her forehead and her cheek come together right here. Can you? And the kind of fireworks that just shoot up out of her eyes all the time. I'll tell you, a fine woman is the greatest work of God. You can talk all you'd like about Niagara Falls and the pyramids, but they aren't in it at all. Back in Yonkers, I would help them all the time. I would say, that was 75 cents, ma'am, or thank you for coming, ma'am. And I watched them. But today I talked to one, equal to equal, and to the finest one that ever existed, in my opinion. They're so different from men. Everything they say and do is so different that you just feel like laughing all the time. Golly, they're different from men. And they're awfully mysterious, too. You can never really be sure what's going on in their heads. They have this sort of wall built around them of pride, of play acting. I bet you could know a woman 100 years without ever really truly knowing whether she liked you or not. This minute, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job. I'm in danger of losing my future. And I'm in danger of losing everything that people think is important, but I don't care. Even if I have to die a ditch digger, I will be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day. Barnaby!
Oh, Cornelius, you woke me up.
We can't go back to Yonkers yet. You know why?
Why not?
We've had a good meal. We've been in danger. We've been almost arrested. We've spent all of our money. There's just one thing we haven't done yet.
Cornelius, you're never going to kiss Mrs. Malloy.
Maybe.
But she'll scream.
Barnaby, you should know that everybody, except for us, goes through life kissing people all the time, left and right.
Well, thanks for telling me. I often wondered.
Just a minute, Irene. I must find my handkerchief. Why, Mr. Hackle, I thought you were up to Yonkers.
I almost always am, Mrs. Levi. Don't tell Mr. Vandergelder.
You're terribly innocent, Mrs. Levi.
Why, who's that?
Barnaby Tucker just paying a call.
Who else is in here?
No, nobody, Mrs. Levi. Just the two of us.
Old friends of Mrs. Malloy's, is that it?
We never knew her before today, but we like her a lot, don't we, Barnaby?
Uh-huh.
In fact, I think she's the greatest woman in the world, and I'm ready to tell that to anybody.
And does she think that you're the greatest man in the world?
I don't even suppose she notices that I'm alive.
Well, I suppose she must know that you're alive in that cupboard, Mr. Hackle. Why, if I were you, I'd get back in it right away. Somebody could be coming in at any minute.
Thank you, Mrs. Levi.
Can I help you, Dolly?
Oh, no. I was just blowing my nose.
Mrs. Malloy, I have some advice for you about your business.
Oh, advice from Mr. Vandergelder. The whole city should hear this.
Yes, well, you pay those girls of yours too much. Well, let me tell you, in the first place, the aim of a business is to make a profit.
Is that so?
I never heard it put so clearly before. Did you hear it?
Yes, as I was saying, you pay those girls of yours too much. You pay them as much as men. Girls like that enjoy their work. Wages, Mrs. Malloy, are paid to people to make them do the work that they don't want to do.
Mr. Vandergelder thinks so ably, and that's exactly the way his business is run up in Yonkers.
Yes, and Mrs. Malloy, I'd like for you to come up to Yonkers.
That would be very nice. As a matter of fact, I know someone from Yonkers, someone else.
Oh, who might that be?
Someone quite well-to-do, I believe, although a little free and easy in his behavior. Mr. Vandergelder, do you know a Mr. Cornelius Hackle?
Do I know Cornelius Hackle? I know him like my own boot. He's my chief clerk.
Is that so?
Yes, he's worked in my store for 10 years.
Well, I never.
Now, where was it that you could have met him?
Oh, just one of those chance meetings, I suppose.
Yes. Oh, yes, one of those chance meetings.
Cornelius Hackle has no right to chance meetings. Where was it?
Really, Mr. Vandergelder, it's unlike you to question me in such a way. Mr. Hackle is more well-known than you think he is.
Nonsense.
Well, the truth might as well come out now as later. Mr. Vandergelder, Irene is quite right. Your chief clerk is often in New York, goes everywhere, has an army of friends. Why, everybody knows Cornelius Hackle.
Cornelius Hackle never comes to New York. Why, he works in my store all day, and at 9 o'clock at night he sleeps in my brand room.
So you think, but it's not true.
Dolly Gallagher, you're crazy.
Listen to me. You keep your nose so deep in those account books you don't know what goes on. Yes, by day, Cornelius Hackle is your faithful, trusted clerk. That's true. But by night, why, he leads a double life, that's all. He's here at the opera, in all the great restaurants, in all the fashionable homes. Why, he's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 nights a week. Fact is, he's the gayest, wittiest, naughtiest, most delightful man in New York. He's just the famous Cornelius Hackle.
It ain't the same man. Why, if I ever thought of Cornelius Hackle coming to New York, I'd discharge him.
Who took the horses out of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled her through the streets? Who? Cornelius Hackle. Who dressed up as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel the other night, took an oyster and dropped it right down Mrs. No, it's too late to tell you.
Yes! Go on, Dolly, tell it!
No, but it was Cornelius Hackle.
I don't believe it. Where would he get the money?
Oh, but he's very rich.
Rich? I keep his money in my own safe. He has the $146.35.
Oh, Mr. Vandergelder, you're killing me. Do come to your senses. He's one of the Hackles.
The Hackles?
They built the Raritan Canal.
I don't believe it. Why would he work in my store?
Well, I'll tell you.
I don't want to hear it. I've got a headache, and you can't get away from the facts. He sleeps in my brand room. I just made him my chief clerk.
If you had any sense at all, you'd make him partner. Now, Irene, I can see you were as taken with him as everyone else is.
Well, I only met him once, very briefly.
Yes, but I can see you were taken with him. Don't you be thinking of marrying him now?
Oh, Dolly, the idea. What are you saying?
Maybe it would be fine, but think it over carefully. He breaks hearts like hickory nuts.
Who?
Cornelius Hackle.
Mrs. Malloy, how often has he called upon you?
Really, Mr. Vandergelder, you must believe me when I say I've only met him just once. Dolly Levi's been exaggerating, so... Oh, I don't know where to look.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Malloy. I must get together that order for Mrs. Parkington.
Yes, we need to get that out by tonight.
I want to send it off by the errand girl. Oh, I almost forgot the coat. Oh my gosh, Miss Malloy, there's a man!
Me?
There's a man in there! Hold your tongue, but there's a man!
Go get the...
But there's a man!
Rest!
But there's a man!
Hold your tongue!
There's a man in there. We'll get him out. What more? Come out now.
No, there's no man in there. See? Miss Nurse Swindon playing tricks on her. Now, let's sit down again. What were you saying, Mr. Vandergelder?
Well, listen.
Well, now.
Listen.
God bless you.
You're hiding a man in there.
Well, now, there is a man in there, but there is a very simple explanation. I'll explain it all to you another time. But for now, thank you for coming to see me. Good afternoon, Dolly. Good afternoon, Mr. Vandergelder.
Oh, Lord, the room's crawling with men. I'll never get over it.
I don't believe my own eyes. The world's going to pieces.
Come, Mr. Vandergelder. Ernestina Simple is waiting for us. Now, Irene, when I think of all the interesting things you have in this room, make the most of it, dear. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So that was one of your ideas of a practical joke, Mr. Hackle?
No, Mrs. Malloy.
Get out from under there, Barnaby Tucker, you troublemaker! Oh, wait, no need to be afraid. I know all about these kinds of men. They think because they're rich, they get to go around making up for the harm they do. Is that it?
No, Mrs. Malloy.
Well, Minnie, this is the famous Cornelius Hackle, who goes around New York tying people in knots. That is Barnaby Tucker, a fellow troublemaker.
How do you do?
Minnie, choose yourself any hat and coat in the store. We're going out to dinner.
Pardon?
This Mr. Hackle is so rich and gay and charming, he's going to be rich and gay and charming to us. He dines 3 times a week at Harmonium Gardens. Well, that's where he's taking us now.
Mrs. Malloy,
All right. Now, Minnie, you and I have been in disgrace now that these men have come into our shop, and we might as well make the most of it. Now, let's go to the workroom. I have a few ideas about how we can perk up our appearance. I'll be back in a minute, gentlemen.
Mrs. Malloy, I hear that there's a fantastic restaurant over by the railway station.
Railway station? Railway station? No, sir. You've put us into disgrace, and now you're going to give us a fashionable dinner in the heart of the fashionable world. Go on in, Minnie. Now, you boys don't forget that you've put us in disgrace, and now the fashionable world is the only place we can eat.
She is angry at us, Cornelius. Maybe we better run now.
Barnaby, we are going to go through with this if it kills us. Women like that give us motive to become successes in Yonkers.
Well, all I know is no woman's gonna make a success out of me.
Barnaby, we are going to do this. Jail or no jail. So grit your teeth.
Gentlemen, cabs are at the corner, so forward march.
Oh, it is a wonderful day out, Mrs. Malloy. Do you think, if the restaurant isn't too far from here, do you think maybe we could walk?
Minnie, take off your things. We're not going.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy!
I don't go anywhere I'm not wanted.
Mrs. Malloy!
Good night. I'm not very happy to have met you.
Mrs. Malloy, please. We want you to come with us more than anything in the world.
No, you don't. Minnie, look at them. Scowling. The pair of them. If you want us to come with you, you have to smile. Go on, smile.
Okay.
No, that's not enough.
Smile, Barnaby, you lout!
I can't smile any stronger than this.
Then do something. Do something lively. Show some interest. Sing.
We can't sing. All we know are sad songs.
That doesn't matter. If you want us to come with you, you have to sing something.
We're tenting tonight on the old campground.
Now, Minnie, you get the front door key. I'll lock the workroom. And you're crying. Minnie, the world is full of wonderful things. Now watch me. Tell me if my petticoat's showing.
That artist. Hey, what are they doing here? Those rascals, those scoundrels.
Remember what Napoleon said.
And there's Miss Levi, too. Oh, let me get my hands on them.
Remember what Napoleon said, Mr. Vandergilder.
Napoleon said what?
First, observe the enemy. Hide. Listen. Hear what they're planning. Napoleon. Be Napoleon, sir. Let's go.
Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. Now, Ermengarde, dear, there's nothing wicked about eating in a restaurant. There's nothing wicked even about being in New York. Clergymen just make those things up to fill out their sermons.
Oh, but I don't want to eat in a public restaurant like this.
Oh, that's all right, dear. There are some lovely private rooms upstairs just meant for shy, timid girls like us.
Stack, I want to write a note.
Oh, yes. Excuse me.
Oh, wait. Go and get that cabman. I want to talk to him.
No, sir. No one asks advice of a cabman, Mr. Vandergilder. They've seen too much of life. They have no ideas left.
Do as I say.
Sir, advice of a cabman.
Dear Miss Van Heusen, in a letter, everyone's dear. It's enough to make you give up on writing them. My dear Miss Van Heusen, this is Ermengarde and that rascal Ambrose Kemper. They're trying to run away. Keep them in your house until I arrive.
What's he want?
I want to talk to you.
I'm engaged. I'm waiting on my parties.
Yes, I know, but would you like to earn $5?
Huh?
I asked you if you'd like to earn $5.
I don't know. I've never tried.
Well, when those parties of yours come from downstairs, drive them to this address. Never mind what they say, drive them to this address. Ring the bell, give this letter to the lady of the house, and see that they get in the door.
I can't make people go into a house if they don't want to.
Can you for $10?
Even for $10, I couldn't do it alone.
This fellow here will help you.
Now I'm pushing people into houses?
Yes, just give that letter to the lady of the house, and she'll see to the rest.
Even if I get them in the door, I can't be sure they'll stay there.
Well, surely you can for $15.
Murder begins at $25.
Hold your tongue. Now, All you have to do is get them in the door and then sit in the hallway and make sure that they don't leave. I'll be there in an hour or two and I'll pay you then.
If they call the police, I can't do anything.
It's perfectly honest business, perfectly honest. The young lady is my niece. The young lady is my niece.
Yes.
She's trying to run away with a good-for-nothing, and we're preventing it.
Oh, I know them. They'll win in the end. Rivers don't run uphill.
What did I tell you? Advice of a cabman.
Sam!
Yes, sir.
I'll be back in half an hour. Make sure that that table is set for 3, and that this table is removed. And make sure that no one else sits there.
Yes, sir.
So, who's your friend?
Friend? Oh no, that's no friend. That's just an employer I'm trying out for a few days.
You won't like him.
I can tell you're in business for yourself because you talk about liking employers. No one's liked an employer since business began. No, I bet you think your cab horse likes you?
What, my old Clementine? She'd give a right hoof for me.
Yes, that's right. The streets of New York are full of cab horses winking at one another. No, let's go in the kitchen and get some whiskey. I can't go around pushing people into houses when I'm sober. I've had maybe 50 employers all my life, and this is the most employer of them all. He talks to everyone as though he were paying them.
I had an employer once. He sat there and watched me from 8 in the morning until 6 at night. Just sat there and watched me. Oh dear, even my mother didn't think I was as interesting as all that.
Yes, being employed is a bit like being loved. You know someone's thinking about you the whole time.
See, here's the place I meant. Isn't it fine? Minnie, take off your things. We'll be here for hours.
Are you sure you like it here, Mrs. Malloy? I think I feel a draft.
Indeed, I do like it. It's private and it's elegant. Now let's all forget our troubles and call each other by our first names. Cornelius, call the waiter.
My throat, I can't speak. I must have caught a cold right here.
I don't believe you. Barnaby, you call him.
Waiter! Waiter!
I've never thought I'd be in such a place in my whole life. Is that what they call a cafe?
Yes, Minnie. This is a cafe. Now, sit down. Cornelius. Mrs. Levi gave us to understand that every waiter in New York knew you.
They will.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Fritz, how are you?
I am Rudolph.
Rudolph, of course. Would you mind maybe getting these ladies something to eat? If you have the time, we know how busy you are.
Cornelius, there's no need to be so familiar with the waiter.
Yes, there is.
Minnie, what do you want to eat?
Oh, just anything, Irene.
No, speak up. What do you want?
I really have no appetite at all. Oh, I'd like some sardines on some toast and a glass of milk.
Great grindstones! What a sensible girl. Barnaby, shake Minnie's hands. She is the most sensible girl in the world. Rudolph, get us gentlemen 2 glasses of beer, a loaf of bread, and some cheese.
I never heard of such nonsense. Minnie, have you ever eaten pheasant?
Pheasant? No.
Rudolph, have you any pheasant?
Yes, ma'am. Justin from New Jersey today.
The pheasants will be from New Jersey. Now, Rudolph, write this down. Mock turtle soup,
Mock turtle soup,
pheasant,
pheasant,
mashed chestnuts,
mashed chestnuts,
green salad,
green salad,
some nice red wine.
and some nice red wine.
All right, Barnaby, you watch me. Rudolph, write this down. We'll have some Neapolitan ice cream, hot house peaches, champagne, and a German band. Have you got a German band?
No, Cornelius, I won't let you be extravagant. Champagne, but no band. Now, Rudolph, be quick about this. We're hungry.
Yes, ma'am.
Minnie, I have an idea about your hair. I think it would be nice in 2 wee horns. Come upstairs.
Horns.
Cornelius, they say in the army you have to curry horses all the time.
That doesn't matter. By the time we get out of jail, we can move right over to the old men's home.
Waiter, what's that? What's that you have?
Some champagne, ma'am.
Cornelius, it's our champagne.
No, it's for His Honor the Mayor of New York, and he's very impatient.
Shame on him. The Mayor of New York has more important things to be impatient about. Cornelius, open it.
Ma'am, he'll kill me.
Have a glass first and die happy.
He'll kill me!
I go to a public restaurant for the first time in 10 years, and all the waiters burst into tears. He'll kill me! There, take that and stop crying, love. Barnaby, why don't you make a toast?
To all the ladies in the world, may I get to know more of them, and may I get to know them better.
The ladies!
That was very sweet and very refined of you. Minnie, for that, I'm going to give Barbie a kiss. Oh, hold your tongue. I'm old enough to be his mother. Oh, a dear wee mother I would have been too. Barnaby, this is for you from all the ladies in the world.
Oh. Now I can go back to Yonkers, Cornelius. Pudding!
Look at that. Barnaby's too weak to handle a kiss. I can't stand it. Minnie, I'm enjoying myself. I think that it goes on in hundreds of places every night while I sit at home darning my stockings. Cornelius, dance with me.
Irene, the Heckles don't dance. We're Presbyterian.
Minnie, you dance with me. Why, Minnie, you dance beautifully.
Us girls dance in the workroom while you're not cooking.
You found me crossing and asked me to dance. Cornelius, Jenny landed all those other ladies. Do you see them all the time?
Oh, Irene, I have put them right out of my head. I'm more interested in you and...
Waiter, what are you doing?
A table's being reserved here. Special orders.
Well, that party can eat inside. This veranda's ours.
I'm very sorry. This veranda is open to anybody who wants it. Oh, there comes a waiter. Who wants it?
Okay,
Excuse me, take your table away from here. We got here first, and we're going to stay here.
My employer reserved this table at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He just wants to go eat in the restaurant. He said it was very important he had this space alone.
No, sir. We got here first. We're going to stay here. Alone, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a suggestion.
Shut up, you. You're an impertinent, idiotic killjoy.
That's an insult.
All the facts about you are insults.
Say.
Cornelius, do something. Knock it over. The table.
Sir, please don't. Please don't. Please. No.
I'm sorry, this room can be reserved for anyone. If you want to eat alone, you must go upstairs. Sorry, but
No, sir. We got here first, and we're going to have a nice dinner right in this very room. Cornelius, knock it over.
Sorry, put this back up. No.
Oh, yeah, well...
Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what we'll do.
I won't eat behind the screen. I won't. Get off. Make it nice. We're not animals in the menagerie. Cornelius. No scream. Minnie, there's a fight. I feel 10 years younger. No scream. No scream. No scream. No scream. No scream.
My employer's coming out of that cab now. You'll learn something.
Where? I'm not getting out too! Oh, Cornelius, that is wolf trap. Yes, that is.
Screens, Rudolph! Screens, we can do it 3, 4, 5, 6 more screens.
Quiet down, Cornelius, and stop changing your mind. Rudolph, we're ready for the soup.
told you I wanted a table alone. What is this?
Mr. Vandergelder, you wouldn't believe what wild savages the people of New York are. A woman over there, civilization hasn't touched her.
Never mind that. Help me off my coat. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Now, Stack. I hope that couple hasn't come downstairs without your seeing them.
Oh, no, sorry. In the cabman, we've had our eyes on everything.
And who is it over there, anyway?
Oh, just some city sparks entertaining the girls, Mr. Vandergelder. What goes on in big cities, it's best not to think about it.
Very well. I'll wait for my guests here. You go join the cabman on the box.
Very well.
Speak up. Can't hear you.
My voice, again. Pardon me, can you speak? Can't make
Fine, we'll bring our heads together and we'll whisper.
Did you drop something, Mr. Vandergelder?
No, don't bother me. Do as I say.
Purse? They must have let that fall during our little altercation earlier. Well, we'll go over and give it to him. You're surprised? You're surprised to see me getting rid of the money so quickly, eh? Well, let me explain it to you. There was a time in my life when my chief interest was picking up money that didn't belong to me. The law is there to protect property. Sure, but the law doesn't care whether a property owner deserves the property or not. And that's why there are thousands of people across the nation engaged in correcting the law. And for a while, I too was part of the redistribution of superfluities, if you will. A man works his whole life and leaves $1 million to his widow. She sits around all day playing cards with 10 diamonds on her fingers, calling the robbers, calling the robbers. Or he leaves it to his son, who stands around all evening boring bartenders, calling the robbers. Stealing is a weakness. Now, there are some people who say you shouldn't have any weaknesses, no vices. But if you don't have any vices, then you're in great danger of making vices out of your virtues. And there is a spectacle. We've all seen them. Men who are monsters of philanthropy, and women who are dragons of purity, who told the truth though the heavens fall, and the heavens fell. No, nurse one vice in your bosom. Give to it the attention it deserves, and let your virtue spring up modestly around it. Then you'll have your miser who's no liar, and your drunkard who's a benefactor for a whole city. Now, after I'd had that weakness of stealing for a while, I took to whiskey here. Whiskey took to me. And that's when I discovered another important truth I'm going to pass on to you all today. Only support one vice at a time. It's your combination sinners, your lecherous liars, and your miserly drunkards who dishonor their vices and bring them into bad repute. So now you might be able to see why I want to get rid of this money so quickly. I want to do the credit to whiskey that it deserves. And a last word to you, ladies and gentlemen, is one vice at a time. Excuse me, Sir Penny. Speak to you for a second.
Yes, we all want to apologize for that whole screen misunderstanding.
Yes, I'm very sorry.
It's nothing, really. Don't worry.
What's your name, sir?
Malachi Stack. If you ladies would excuse me, can I speak to you? Listen. Have you lost something?
Mr. Stack, in this very evening, I've lost everything I own.
Well, here it is.
I can't believe it. This is a miracle, Barnaby. But I want you to shake hands with Mr. Stack. Mr. Stack has just found the purse we lost, with all the money.
Oh, you're a wonderful man, Mr. Stack.
Don't mention it, really.
I am certainly glad I went to church all these years. And you're a wonderful person to know, Mr. Stack. Anyway, where do you work?
Oh, I just started actually for Mr. Vandergelder in Yonkers.
You do? That is a miracle. Well, I know you don't need it, but do you think maybe you could take a little something for the good work?
Oh, don't, well, yes.
Take, and that.
All right, don't mention it.
And that.
No, I might get to liking them.
Irene, I feel a lot better about everything. In fact, I feel so well that I think I'm going to tell you the truth.
I'd forgotten that many men get drunk so differently from women. All right, what is the truth?
If I tell you the truth, can I put my arm around your waist?
Oh, hold your tongue, Minnie. All right, put your arm around my waist. Just to be shown it can be done in a gentlemanly way. The tomatoes will warn you. Corset is a corset.
You are a wonderful person, Mrs. Malloy.
All right, that's enough. Thank you. Now what is the truth?
I'm not as rich as Mrs. Levi said I was.
Not rich.
I'm not like she said I was. Bad. And I hope you know I almost never came to New York. And I think you should know that at this very minute, Mr. Vandergelder is sitting on the other side of that screen.
So that's why we've been whispering. Never mind about him. Let's all have some more wine and forget all about him. East side, west side, all around. Come on, you know the tune.
But I want the words.
La, 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 la.
Good evening, Mr. Vandergelder.
Where's this is simple.
Mr. Vandergelder, I'll never trust a woman again as long as I live.
Why? What happened?
She ran away this afternoon and got married.
She did?
Married, Mr. Vandergelder, to a young boy of 50.
She did.
Oh, I am as disappointed as you are. I can't eat a thing. What have you ordered?
I ordered a chicken, just as you asked.
Oh, I don't think I could face a chicken. Oh, waiter, how do you do? What's your name?
August, ma'am.
August. This is Mr. Vandergelder of Yonkers. Yonkers' most influential citizen, in fact. I want you to see that he's served with the best you have and served promptly. Oh, and there will only be two of us. Yes, Mr. Vandergelder's been through some trying experiences today. Men hidden all over Mrs. Malloy's store like soldiers in an ambush.
You don't have to tell him everything about me.
Mr. Vandergelder, if you're thinking of getting married again, you might as well learn right now you have to let women be women. Now, we want excellent service, August.
Yes, ma'am.
Dolly, you've handled things terribly. When I plan an event, it takes place. Where are you going?
Oh, I just like to see who's on the other side of that screen, that's all.
Good evening, Mrs. Levi.
Well, who was it?
Oh, just some city sparks entertaining their girls, I guess.
Always wanting to know everything. Always curious about everything. Always sticking your nose into other people's affairs. Why, anyone who lived with you would get as nervous as a cat.
What? What's that you're saying?
I just said that anyone who lived with you would get
Horace
as...
Vandergelder, get that idea right out of your head. I'm surprised you even mentioned such a thing. Understand once and for all that I have no intention of marrying you.
That's not what I meant at all, Miss Levi.
You've been hinting around at such a thing for some time, but from now on, put those ideas right out of your head.
I meant no such thing, Miss Levi.
I certainly hope not. Horace Vandergelder, I'm not some Irene Malloy whose head can be turned by a pot of geraniums by the idea of you even suggesting such a thing.
You misunderstood me, I say.
I certainly hope I did. Why, if I were to marry again, I'd marry a far more pleasure-loving man than you. Why, I'd marry Cornelius Hackle before I'd marry you. Let's talk of something else. Oh, here comes August with our food. I'll serve it, August.
Yes.
Here's some white meat for you, and some giblets. Very tender and very good for you. No, Horace, you go your way and I'll go mine.
didn't bring the matter up at all.
Well, I've forgotten all about it in just a moment, but sit down, sit down. We'll close the matter forever in just a moment. But before we do, there's one more thing I think I ought to say. It's true, I'm a woman who likes to know everything that's going on, who manages things. You're right about that. But I'd never like to manage anything as disorderly as your household, as out of control, as untidy. You'll have to do that yourself, God helping you.
My household is not disorderly.
Very well, let's not say another word about it. Take some more of this squash, it's good. No, Horace, complaining, quarrelsome, friendless soul like you is no sort of companion for me. You go your way and I'll go mine.
Stop saying that.
I won't say another word.
And besides, I'm not all those things you said I am.
What? Well, I suppose you're friendless, aren't you? Ermengarde told me this morning you'd even quarreled with your barber, a man who sold a razor to your throat for 20 years. Seems to me that's sinking pretty low.
Well, we had a discussion and I said, well, but my clerks, they
They
like...
like you? Cornelius Hackle and Barnaby? Behind your back, they call you Wolf Trap.
They don't.
No, Horace, it seems to me as though I'm the last person in the world that liked you, and even I'm just so-so. No, for the rest of my life, I intend to enjoy myself. You can find a housekeeper who will prepare you 3 meals for $1 a day. It can be done if you like cold baked beans. You'll spend your last days listening at keyholes for fear someone's cheating you.
Dolly Gallagher, you're a damned exasperating woman.
There. See, that's the difference between us. I'd be nagging you all day to get some spirit into you. You could be a perfectly charming, witty, amiable man if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you. You can't hide it.
Listening at keyholes. Dolly, you have no right to say such things to me.
At your age, you ought to enjoy hearing the honest truth. You and I are too old to be talking nonsense to one another.
My age. You're always talking about my age.
I don't know what your age is, but I do know that up in Yonkers with bad food and a bad temper, you'll double in 6 months. Let's talk of something else. But before we change the subject, there's one more thing I am going to say.
Don't.
Sometimes, just sometimes, I think I'd be tempted to marry you out of sheer pity, and if the confusion in your household gets any worse, I may have to.
I never asked you to marry me.
Well, please don't.
My household is not in confusion.
What? With your niece upstairs in the restaurant right now?
I fixed that better than you know.
And your clerks skipping around New York behind your back?
They're in Yonkers, where they always are.
Nonsense.
Nonsense? What do you mean nonsense?
Cornelius Hackle's on the other side of that screen this very minute.
It ain't the same man.
All right, then, go on. Push it, and I'll get down. See for yourself.
No, I don't believe it.
All right. Eat your chicken. Of course, Horace, if your affairs went from bad to worse and you became actually miserable, I might feel it was my duty to come up to Yonkers and be of some assistance to you. After all, I was your wife's oldest friend.
Dolly, I don't know how you got such a notion in your head. Now, let me be clear, once and for all. I have no intention of marrying anybody. Now, I'm tired and I don't want to talk.
I won't say another word either.
Irene, I think we'd better go. Here, take this.
No.
Don't worry, it's not mine.
No. I'll tell you what we'll do. You boys put on our coats and our veils, and if Mr. Vandergelder comes stamping over here, he'll think you're girls.
What? Those things?
Yes, come on.
I have a headache and I've had a very bad day. Now, I'm returning to the hotel after I talked with Miss Van Heusen. So, here's the money to pay for dinner. Here's the money. I can't seem to find my purse.
Impossible. I can't imagine you without your purse.
Well, it must have been stolen, or I left it in the cab, but I can't find it, and I'm new here. They don't know me. Dolly Gallagher, stop eating the chicken. I can't pay for it.
Horace, sit down and calm yourself. I'll be able to find some money.
Dolly, I gave you $25 this morning.
I haven't a cent. I gave it to my lawyer. We can borrow from Ambrose Kemper upstairs.
I wouldn't take it.
Cornelius Hackle will lend it to us.
He's in Yonkers. Waiter!
Cornelius! That Mr. Vandergelder's purse!
I didn't know it at first. I just thought it was loose money wandering around that didn't belong to anybody.
Goodness! That's what politicians think.
Oh, I'm free.
should we have our evening spoiled? Now, Cornelius, I can teach you to dance in a few minutes. Oh, he won't recognize you.
Oh, Barnaby, it's just the easiest thing in the world.
Listen to that music. Of course, you danced with me at your wedding and you danced with me at mine. Do you remember?
No. Yes.
You were a good dancer then. Don't confess to me you're too old to dance.
I'm not too old, I just don't want to dance.
Listen to that music.
You're discharged! Not another word, you are fired! Where's that idiot Barnaby Tucker? Oh, Ermengarde! You're discharged!
You're discharged!
No, you're discharged!
Horace Vandergelder, there's your life. Without peace, without clerks, without bride, without birth. Will you marry me now?
No!
Damn!
No, ma'am, I could swear I heard a cab drawing up to the door.
You imagined it. Imagination. Everything in life like that. Disappointment, illusion. Our plans, our hopes. What becomes of them? Nothing. Story of my life.
Pray God nothing's happened to the dear girl. Isn't a long journey from Yonkers?
No, but long enough for 1,000 things to happen.
Well, we've been waiting all day. Don't you think we ought to call the police about it?
The police? It's God's will. The police can't prevent it. Oh, in 3 days, in a week, in a year, we'll know what's happened to Ermengarde. And if anything really terrible's happened to her, it'll be less than him. That's what it'll be.
To who?
To that cruel uncle of hers, of course. To Horace Vandergelder. And someone else who tried to separate young loves. Young lovers have nothing to contend with as is. Who should know that better than I? No one. The story of my life. There! Quick, I hear again.
No, ma'am, I don't see anything.
There! What did I tell you? Imagination. Illusion.
But surely, if they had changed their plans, Mr. Vandergelder would have sent you a message.
No, I know what's the matter. That poor girl probably thinks she's coming to another prison, to another tyrant. If she had known that I was a friend of all young lovers, she'd be here by now. Yes, she would. Her life would not be crossed with obstacles such as... Cook, a minute ago, my smelling salts were just on the table. Now they've completely disappeared.
Why, there they are, ma'am, right there in your hands.
Goodness, how did they get there? I won't inquire. Stranger things have happened.
I assume he was sending her down with someone?
Two can go as straight as easily as...
God bless you. Now here's a carriage stopping.
Well, open the door, Cook. Probably... God bless you. It almost sounds as though I heard voices.
This is a free country, I don't want to come in! Forward, march! Here you go. Yeah, you can't make a person go where he doesn't want to go!
Excuse me, ma'am. You Miss Van Heusen?
Yes, I am. Unfortunately. Now, what's all this about?
There are 2 people here that Mr. Vandergelder said must be brought here and kept here until he comes. Here's his letter to you.
No one has a right to tell me whom I'm to keep in my home if they do not want to stay.
You're late, ma'am. Everybody's always talking about people breaking into houses, but there's far more people trying to break out of houses. That's what I always say. Bring him in, Joe.
Hey, get your hands off of me! I said this! I don't want to be here!
This young lady and I have no business here. We're trying to catch a ride to the station when these men forced us to come here and come inside. There has been a mistake.
Is your name Miss Van Heusen?
Everyone keeps asking me if my name is Mrs. Van Heusen. I think it's a matter I can decide for myself. Now, will you all be quiet while I read this letter to you? This is Ermengarde and that rascal Ambrose Kemper. Now I know who you two are. They are trying to run away together. Story of my life. Well, Mr. Kemper, you have nothing to fear. Who are you?
I'm Joe. I stay until the old man comes. He owes me $15.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes. And you soon get here and make sure these two don't go anywhere.
My dear young man, take off your things. We'll all go have some coffee. You two wait in the hall and I'll have coffee sent out to you. Cook, take them.
Miss Van Heusen, we're not the...
Mr. Kemper, I am not the tyrant that you think that I am. You don't have to fear me. I know you're trying to run away with this innocent girl.
Vicky Bird.
Oh, get along. All my life I have suffered from the interference of others, but you shall not suffer as I did. Put yourself entirely into my hands. Ermengarde, where's your luggage?
It's been mislaid. We'll find it in the morning.
Mislaid. How? Like life? Well, Ermengarde, you shall put on some of my clothes.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be happy, really.
Shy little thing, isn't she? Typical, darling. Cook.
Yes, ma'am?
Go put some gingerbread in the oven and get the coffee ready. While I go give this child a good hot bath.
Yes, ma'am.
Believe me, Ermengarde, your troubles are at an end. You'll be married tomorrow. And, my dear, you look just like I did at your age. And your sufferings have been as mine. So while you're bathing, I'll come and tell you the story of my life.
Oh, I don't want to take a bath. I always catch a cold.
Oh, no, dear. You won't catch a cold. I'll come in and I'll slap you all over. I'll be back in just a moment.
Barnaby, do you think we could jump down from this window?
Yes, we'd kill ourselves.
We just have to wait around for something to happen. The situation's desperate.
It's been desperate since 4:30, and it's been getting worse ever since. Now I have to take a bath and get slapped all over.
Ermengarde! You still got those wet things on. Your bath is nearly ready. Mr. Kemper, come. Put your feet in the oven. What's that? The doorbell? I expected your uncle.
There's the doorbell.
Oh, open the door, Cook. You two come with me.
No, that's impossible. Come in anyway. There's some mistake. I'll tell Miss Van Heusen, but there's some mistake.
But I tell you, I am Mr. Vandergelder's niece. I'm Ermengarde.
Beg your pardon, miss, but you can't be Miss Ermengarde.
But here I am, and there's my baggage.
How do you do? I'll tell Miss Van Heusen who you think you are, but she won't like it.
Ermengarde, you'll be all right now. I better go before she sees me.
Ambrose, you must stay. I feel so strange here.
But Mr. Vandergelder will be here any minute.
Ambrose, you can't go.
Ambrose, you can't go.
It was crazy house with these drunken men in the hall. Ambrose, let's say you're someone else who Uncle Horace sent down to take care of me. Let's say you're Cornelius Hackle.
Who's Cornelius Hackle?
You know, he's chief clerk at Uncle's store.
No, I don't want to be Cornelius Hackle. Listen, come away with me. I'll take you to my friend's house or Miss Levi's.
Why, it was Mrs. Levi who threw us right at Uncle Horace's face. I wish I were back in Yonkers where nothing ever happened.
What's all this I hear? I thought I told you to wait in the hall. Who do you say you are?
Flora, don't you remember me? I'm Ermengarde.
And you're Horace Vandergelder's niece?
Yes, I am.
But he has just sent me another Ermengarde. Who are you? Who's this?
This is Cornelius Hackle, Aunt Flora.
Never heard of him.
He's chief clerk at Uncle's store.
Never heard of him. The other Ermengarde came with the man that she's in love with, and that proves it. She came with Mr. Ambrose Kemper.
Ambrose Kemper?
Yes, Mr. Hackle and Mr. Ambrose Kemper. Dear child, what is your trouble?
Oh dear, nobody's anybody anymore.
Are you in love with this man?
Yes, I am.
I could see it. And people are trying to separate you?
Yes, they are.
I could see it. Who? Horace Vandergelder?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Kemper, think of me as your friend. We'll all go in the kitchen and get warm. And my dear child, would you like a good hot bath?
Yes, I would.
Well, when Ermengarde comes out, you can go in.
Oh, Miss Van Heusen. Ermengarde.
Mr. Kemper, Mr. Kemper. This is Cornelius Hackle. Mr. Hackle, this is Mr. Ambrose Kemper. Perhaps you two know each other?
No.
No.
I can tell you that man is not Ambrose Kemper.
And he's not Cornelius Hackle.
My dear young men, what does it matter what your names are? The important thing is that you are alive and you are breathing. Aren't you, Mr. Hackle?
Ouch, Miss Van Houston.
This dear child imagines that she is Horace Vandergelder's niece, Ermengarde.
But I am.
The important thing is that you are all in love and everything else is an illusion.
Oh, Miss Van Houston!
Everyone keeps asking me if my name is Mrs. Van Houston. You two gentlemen have a good chat while I go give this child a good hot bath.
There's the doorbell again.
Well, open the door, cook.
I never saw such a night.
Gentlemen, you can rest easy. I'll see that Mr. Vandergelder lets his nieces marry you both.
Laura, darling, how are you?
Dolly Gallagher, what brings you here?
Great heavens, Flora, what are those two drunken men doing in your hall?
I don't know. Horace Vandergelder sent them to me.
Well, I brought you two girls in much the same condition. Otherwise, they're the finest girls in the world. I want you to meet Irene Malloy.
Delighted to know you.
And this is Minnie Fay. Oh, Mr. Hackle, I see you're here too. I was about to look for you somewhere here.
Yes, Mrs. Levi, I'm ready to face anything now.
Mr. Vandergelder will be here in a minute. He's outside trying to pay for a cab with no money.
Oh, I'll take care of that.
Yes. Will you, dear? You had to pay for the restaurant bills. You must have hundreds of dollars in there, it seems.
Well, that's Mr. Vandergelder's own purse he lost in there. Can't give it back to him without seeming.
I'll give it back to him now. Here, you help him with this.
Oh, I'll take care of that, Mr. Vandergelder.
Oh, Mr. Gilman. How are you? Good.
$15, Mr. Vandergelder.
You're discharged. You too. So I've caught up with you at last, huh? I never want to see you again. And you're discharged. Get out of the house, both of you.
Now then, you stop ordering people out of my house. You can shout and carry on when you're in Yonkers, but you're in my home, you will behave yourself.
Mr. Vandergelder, I can explain.
Take your hat off. There aren't going to be any explanations. Now, Horace, stop scowling at Mr. Kemper and forgive him.
That's not Mr. Kemper. That's a dishonest rogue named Cornelius Hackle.
You're crazy. That's Cornelius Hackle.
I guess I know my own chief clerk.
I don't care what their names are. Shake hands with them both, or out you go.
Shake hands with these rascals and scoundrels?
Mr. Vandergelder, you've had a hard day. You don't want to go out in the rain now. Just for form's sake, shake hands with them. You can start quarreling again tomorrow.
Very well. Don't regard that as a handshake. Hey! I never want to see you again!
Miss Van Houston,
Yes, dear.
do I smell coffee?
Yes, dear.
Can I have some good and black?
Come along, everybody. We'll all go have some coffee. And, Horace, you'll be interested to know that there are 2 Ermengardes in there.
Ephraim Levi, I'm going to get married again. Ephraim, I'm marrying Horace Vandergelder for his money. I'm going to send his money out doing all the things you taught me. It won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I shall certainly make him happy. And Ephraim, I'm tired. I'm tired of living from hand to mouth, and I'm asking your permission, Ephraim. Will you give me away? Money, money, money. It's like the sun we walk under. It can kill and it can cure. Horace Vandergelder's never tired of saying that most people in the world are fools, and in a way he's right, isn't he? Himself, Irene, Cornelius, myself. But there comes a time in everybody's life when he must decide whether he'll live among human beings or not. A fool among fools or a fool alone. As for me, I've decided to live among them. But I wasn't always so. After my husband's death, I retired into myself. Yes, in the evenings, I'd put out the cat, I'd lock the door, and I'd make myself a little rum toddy. And every night before bed, I'd say a little prayer, thanking God that I was independent and that no one else's life was mixed up with mine. And when 10 o'clock sounded from the Trinity Church tower, I fell off to sleep, and I was a perfectly contented woman. And then one night, after 2 years of this, an oak leaf fell out of my Bible. I placed it there on the day that my husband asked me to marry him. A perfectly good oak leaf, but without color and without life. And I realized that for a long time I hadn't shed one tear, nor had I been outrageously happy, nor had I been filled with the wonderful hope that something or other would turn out well. I realized that I was like that oak leaf, and on that night I decided to rejoin the human race. On that night I heard many hours struck off from the Trinity Church tower. You and I have known many people who've decided, like Horace Vandergelder, and like myself for a long time, who've decided not to live among human beings. Sure, they walk out among them, they talk to them, they even get married to them, but at heart, they've decided not to have anything to do with the human race. If you accept human beings and are willing to live among them, then you acknowledge that every man has a right to his own mistakes. Yes, we're all fools, and we're all in danger of creating a great deal of havoc in the world with our folly. The one way to keep ourselves from harm is to fill our lives with the 4 or 5 human pleasures which are our right in the world. Well, that takes a little money. Not a lot, but a little. The difference between a little money and no money at all is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between a little money and an enormous amount of money is very slight, but that too can shatter the world. Money, pardon my expression, money is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's spread around encouraging young things to grow. And well, anyway, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Horace Vandergelder.
Mrs. Levi, Miss Van Houston told me to bring this to you.
Thank you both. Sit down and rest yourself.
No, thank you. I'm not tired.
What's been going on in that kitchen?
A whole lot of foolishness. Everybody's falling in love with everybody. Well, I forgave him, Ermengarde and that artist.
I knew you would. Too?
Thank you. And I made Cornelius tackle my partner.
You won't regret it.
Dolly, you said some mighty unpleasant things to me at the restaurant tonight. All that about my house and whatnot.
Let's not say another word about it.
Dolly, you're a damn exasperating woman.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You're bossy, you're scheming, you're inquisitive, you're...
Go on, go on.
But, Dolly, you're a wonderful woman. Marry me.
Horace Vandergelder, stop right there.
Why? What's the matter?
Horace, I don't dare. No, I don't dare.
I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and that other girl, but Dolly, please forgive me and marry me.
Horace, you know as well as I do that you're the first citizen of Yonkers. Naturally, any wife of yours would be expected to keep an open house, to have scores of friends in and out all the time. Any wife of yours should be used to that sort of thing.
Dolly, you could live any way you'd like.
Horace, you can't deny it. Any wife of yours would have to be a somebody. Answer me, am I a somebody?
You are. You're a wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. Horace, it won't be enough for you to load your wife with jewels and riches, to insist she be a benefactress to half the town. Do you really think I have it in me to be a credit to you?
Dolly, everyone knows you could do anything you wanted to.
I'll try. With your help, I'll try. Oh, by the way, I found your purse.
Where did you... Wonderful woman.
Oh, I don't know. It just walked into my hands. I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I frighten myself.
I can't believe it.
Horace, take it. Money walks out of my hands, too.
No, keep it. Keep it.
Horace Vandergelder, I never thought that I'd ever hear you say a thing like that.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know anyone was in here.
Didn't know anyone was in here? Idiot!
Come in, Barnaby. Come in.
Come in, Barnaby. Come in.
Cornelius is going to marry Mrs. Malloy.
Isn't that fine, Horace?
Ah, Barnaby. Go in there and tell everyone that Mrs. Levi's consented.
Finally consented.
Has finally consented to marry me.
Holy cabooses! Hey, listen, everyone. Look, Mr. Vandergelder is going to marry Mrs. Levi.
Dolly, that's the best news that I ever heard. Well, there isn't any more coffee and there isn't any more gingerbread, but there are 3 couples in my home and they're all going to get married. And did you know one of those Ermengardes wasn't a dear girl at all? She was a boy! But that's what life is. Disappointment. Illusion.
There isn't any more coffee, there isn't any more gingerbread, and there isn't any more clay. There is one more thing we have to do. Barnaby, come here. I think the youngest person here should explain the moral of the play.
I think it's about adventure. The true test of adventure is that while you're in it, you think to yourself, oh, now I've got myself into an awful mess. I wish I was sitting quietly at home. But the sign that something is wrong with you is when you sit quietly at home, wishing you were out having lots of adventures. So that now, we would all like to thank you for coming out tonight, and we all hope that in your lives you have just the right amount of sitting quietly at home and just the right amount of adventure. Good night.